Welcome to the CBS 19 News at noon. I'm Brenna Kiefner. Thank you so much for joining us today. Police are saying to us that he is armed and dangerous. Can you tell us a little bit what is at the core of all of this?
Over 12 hours ago is when this standoff first started. When disaster struck last night, that flight got diverted here.
This just into our newsroom. Virginia State Police is investigating a fatal single vehicle crash. New at noon, Albemarle County has sent out a statement regarding their inclusion on the list of sanctuary jurisdictions.
What's it like on grounds right now?
Right now, grounds is kind of non-existent with students.
John McGuire says the big challenge is going to be bringing America together.
Today's election is focusing on local representatives.
And Eugene Vindman wants to continue addressing his constituents through things like town halls. Having this little star that you see there in the top right corner over here on my ID.
Inside, though, it's all basically just sleep.
They have to pump up the crowd while showing off their tumbling and stunts.
But to the most important people,
yes,
the tailgaters and the fans, we are here to settle the debate about which breakfast food is better.
But do you think there's any lessons that people can take away from either your time on Grey's Anatomy or another character that you've worked with?
It's one thing to bring hundreds of law students all throughout the country to UVA, but it's another thing to bring in tens of thousands of dollars to a local charity. That's what makes the UVA Law School tournament a home run.
Reporting live on Capitol Hill, Brenna Kiefner, CBS 19 News. The CASPCA is calling on Virginia lawmakers to act now to strengthen the state's animal protection laws after 3 men charged with multiple counts of animal cruelty will not be serving any jail time. In an exclusive interview, we spoke to the CASPCA's executive director, who says this outcome is sending a dangerous message.
To have this kind of outcome when they had all the evidence that they needed to get a conviction, it really undermines their efforts to prosecute these cases.
According to court records, 3 men, Nathan Yoder, Maynard Swarry, and Luke Yoder, were all charged with 1 felony count of animal cruelty and 24 counts of misdemeanor animal cruelty in connection to the Shady Farm Lane animal cruelty case from June of 2024. Just this past week, the CASPCA learned that Nathan Yoder will be the only person facing any kind of punishment. He entered a guilty plea to 4 misdemeanor counts of animal cruelty and will have to pay a $15,000 restitution payment. Libby Jones, though, the executive director of the CASPCA, says that this is not enough because it is already very hard to enforce animal cruelty laws.
I think this case in particular is unique because at the hearing, the judge specifically stated that there was enough evidence to convict all 3 men of 1 felony count and 24 misdemeanors. And that in of itself is a little bit enraging for us as rescue, and I'm sure that law enforcement is also feeling a little bit disappointed because they worked really hard to gather evidence and then go in and get these animals out.
So now the CASPCA wants to bring this case to a higher level.
What I would like to see tightened up is the ability to enforce these laws and get these convictions. These plea deals that basically reduce felony charges to misdemeanors, that's not the purpose of that law. The purpose of that law and that threshold between a felony and a misdemeanor is the scope of the crime. The unfortunate part about that is it doesn't deter them from continuing those bad practices.
This case is just one of many that have happened in our area. And if outcomes like this keep happening, it could have dangerous repercussions for dogs, rescue organizations, and the homes that take in the rescues.
A lot of the animals that are purchased from pet stores are coming from puppy mills. And part of the laws on the books are that they are supposed to state where these animals came from. And this could really help create a stopgap in that business practice if the legislators could help our law enforcement actually enforce these rules.
As people fill in under the lights at Pure Barre Charlottesville, Jamie Vaya greets each one with a smile and a "we get to do this" energy. Because if there's anybody that knows you can get through something tough, it's Vaya. The 39-year-old was recently diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer.
And I have no family history of breast cancer. I've since had genetic testing done. I have no genetic mutations. I'm not positive for BRCA. Like, I should not have cancer, but I do.
Vaya found a lump earlier this year, but it was dismissed by doctors. So she did one of the things that she is best at, taking action into her own hands.
Do you think without her scan you would have even known that?
100% no. I definitely, her scan saved my life.
That screening was done by HerScan. It's a mobile breast ultrasound screening company that has screened and saved the lives of over 47,000 women from breast cancer, including Vaya's. Vaya wanted to bring HerScan to come screen her Pure Barre students, as well as women all across the county. And now local businesses are sponsoring some of those screens, some sharing personal connections to the cause.
My mother, who at age 28 was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer. She battled with that on and off until age 40 when she did pass away. And I continued to seek out what I could do. 2025 marks the 20th anniversary of the end of my mother's battle, so I really couldn't think of a better way to honor that and to get ahead of that and celebrate the importance of early detection and whose lives could be impacted by early detection.
Being able to host these pop-up screenings at Pure Barre Charlottesville is all a part of Vaya's message.
My mindset has been, I get to share this, I get to get chemo, I get to treat this cancer. I just really want to make an impact and help other people.
If you would like to sign up for a screening, Pure Barre Charlottesville is hosting 3 dates throughout the summer, and you can visit our website for more information. Dozens of flights fly in and out of Charlottesville's airport each day. But it is very rare to have a brother and sister be co-pilots on a flight, and it's even more of a coincidence to have their parents be a part of this special moment.
The stars aligned, and it was just kind of nice and refreshing to fly with one of my favorite first officers.
Brother and sister, Bailey and Caitlin James, both had the itch to become a pilot from a very young age.
I was actually first inspired by my big brother, who was my first flight instructor when I was in high school, and ever since then it's been my dream.
I take every opportunity I can, just take off the autopilot, do some hand flying, do some of that old-fashioned, just reading the instruments, basic attitude, and all that pilot stuff. I just really love that.
Neither imagined, though, that they would be able to experience flying a plane together until a few weeks ago.
It's great. It's just like when I first instructed her. I taught her private, and it just feels like back in the old days. I'm just so impressed with how far she's come.
Because we both have a shared goal of working together and getting everyone there safely. It also just makes it extra special and fun because we both are so passionate about flying airplanes and being in the air that it makes it really enjoyable to do something with someone that you know cares so much and you both have a good time and enjoy doing it.
The flight left Dulles International Airport, flew to Charlottesville Albemarle Regional Airport, and then back to Dulles. The James siblings said they would not have wanted to experience this special moment with anyone else.
It's kind of hard not to say she's my favorite. She does great work, and she's come a long way. And like I said, I'm just so impressed.
You know, we don't get to spend much time together, and being with each other and being with family is always so important. It's an important thing to commuter as well, so we really appreciate them doing this.
And they hope that there will be many more flights like this in the future.